anytime, day or night. Call me now for a free consultation at 702-INJURED.
If you've been hurt, not be is the word. Call 702-INJURED.
The show's going to be fire tonight. We're going to go live in about a minute on radio. We appreciate you hanging out with us on the socials. We're going to talk about the meme that everybody's talking about. Trump depicting himself as the Messiah. I've got my opinions on this. We're going to break them down on the show. But just for craps and giggles, what are your thoughts on President Trump depicting himself as Jesus Christ the Messiah in that one meme? He's saying that he thought he was looking like a doctor or a medic, right? With the Salvation Army or some crap like that. I don't know. I think he stepped in a big pile of crap, to be quite honest with you. We're going to break it down. Of course, get your comments. We'll be taking live calls, so hang with us. We're going to be back in about 30 seconds live on radio. On your Medigap health insurance premiums today. That's 888-772-2929 or visit multicaregroup.com.
Your new home for the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers all season long.
Ohtani unleashes high into the Friday night sky and gone.
101.5 FM, KDON.
I'm going down the rabbit hole.
It's time to dive deeper.
It's happening again.
They want to keep us divided so we don't realize they're chipping away at our freedoms.
We really thought through the cause and effect of our choices.
Tonight, one man will hold back the tide of sinister forces that threaten this great nation.
This isn't about politics. It's about truth in a culture built on noise. Can I get an amen? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yes, we can. Broadcasting live from Las Vegas. Independent, unapologetic, and unfiltered. Steve Sanchez.
Thank you, Greg Erringer. Steve Sanchez with you. Glad to be here. Lots to get to. So let's just jump right into it. For those of you watching on our social media platforms, welcome. We're glad you're with us. Those watching or actually listening on the Odyssey, iHeartMedia, TuneIn apps, we're glad you're here. Of course, Dodgers are playing some ball, but we're still playing some ball here as we're live. We'll be taking your calls here in the next segment. So what's the talk on the town? It's the Jesus meme is the talk on the town, or the talk of the town. And why? Well, for good reason. For good reason. It's an AI image of Trump as the Messiah, a Jesus-like figure. Let's just put, I hate when conservative news outlets try to minimize what they're doing. It was a Jesus-like figure. Okay, put the crack pipe down. He was depicted as Jesus the Messiah. Let's just be real. Okay, let's be real. And we got to break this down. I'm going to tell you why we got to break this down. Because 90% of President Trump's base are Christians, Catholics, Christians, evangelicals. People are pissed, as they should be. I'll give you my response here in a second. I think your response is more, appropriate or important than my response, but I'm going to share my response. I'm going to break this down on what I believe, how this should be playing out, and some of the ridiculousness behind it. There's a little bit of ridiculousness because it is Trump. So first, let me just say this. Let me be clear. I don't like it. There, is that clear enough? I don't like it. And the president needs to take ownership of it. And he did. He deleted it. Now, many are saying, well, he hasn't apologized. You're not going to get an apology. So you can sit and you can scream, cry, pray, do a rain dance, whatever the hell you want to do. He is not going to apologize. And I'll tell you, that's one of his character flaws, because he just doesn't feel he's wrong. But he is wrong and he should apologize, but he's not going to. So the best you're going to get from President Trump is he deleted it. And you're just going to have to move on, because it is what it is. He is who he is, and that's it. Now, do I think he did this because he is comparing himself to Jesus the Messiah? Of course not. That's the stupidest thing. See, that's where people are going with this. Oh, he did this because he's the Antichrist. Oh, he's the Antichrist. This guy, I see biblical prophecies coming true. Steve Sanchez, he's the Antichrist. And for those of you that are saying that, let me help you with something. You ready? Put the freaking crack pipe down. Okay? Stop toking on the hubba. Please, for God's sakes. He did not do this because he thinks he's Jesus. He did not do this because he thinks hell, he's not even the guy that put the freaking AI image together, but he shared it and he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. Now, what's interesting and very comical at the same time is President Trump's excuse today as he was getting his Uber. It was either Grubhub or Uber. Who cares? One of the two. When he got that delivered to DoorDash. Well, it was one of them. They're all the same. Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, whichever is your flavor of ice cream. So as he received his DoorDash order, reporters were asking him about the feud between him and Pope Leo. And the image. So, President Trump decided to use this as an excuse. And to me, I'm going to be honest with you, it was what I call the spirit of stupid. He basically said, and he was honest. He said, look, I did post it. Okay. I did post it. But he said, here it comes. This is what's comical. Classic Trump. Look, I love President Trump. I do. There's things that he does that I don't like, but I do like the president, or I wouldn't tell you if I liked him or I didn't. And I don't care if you like that I like him or not. I'll fall asleep very, very nicely tonight in my big Eastern king-size bed. I could care less if you like me because I said I liked him. It doesn't matter to me. There's nothing you can say. There's no name you can call me that does anything to me. I got freaking thick skin. But the president, want me to tell you what his excuse was? Do you know? Anybody watching? Do you know? Listening? Do you know? He said that he thought it was him as a doctor. He thought it had to do with the Red Cross, like, a Red Cross worker. Come on. Don, come on, Donnie. Don, President Trump, come on, sir. Yeah, come on. Okay? Look, let me be straight with you. Of course, those listening on the streams right now, you can't see this. Those on the social media platforms, you've got an advantage. That's why everybody listening on the stream should be out looking at me on the social media platforms as well, because you're seeing me live in studio. Okay? So you should do that. It'd be a benefit because you're going to miss this. This is what Trump was depicting himself as, okay? You see the red sash and the white sheet, or the white, robe, so to speak, that Jesus is wearing. You see that? Okay? That looks like, I've never seen a doctor that looks like this. Have you? I've never seen a Red Cross worker that looks like this. Have you? Of course not. Trump has a hard time apologizing. And you're not going to get one from him. You're just not. You're just not. His excuse is lame, okay? His excuse is lame. He should just basically say, you know what? I shared the image. I didn't think it was a big deal. I was trolling. And my apologies. I didn't want to offend anybody. You know how I feel about Christians. You know how I feel about evangelicals. I'm a Christian myself. I apologize. That's all you have to say. And people will go on their merry way. But instead, not apologizing, doesn't have to, but he's not. And come on. Yeah, I thought I was a doctor. And if you look at the image, not only is the image this with his head, he's got freaking fireballs in his hand. I've never seen a doctor with fireballs in their hand. Healing. May the Lord heal you in Jesus. Right? That's what he's doing. Give me a break, man. I don't care about his feud with the Pope. I could care less. I was raised Catholic. Catholics are great people. Got a lot of family that are Catholics. I just don't subscribe to the religious ideology of Catholicism anymore. I've been an evangelical since 2001. So the Pope, he's just a man. And yeah, he's the pontiff. And that's all man-made religion. Look, that's a whole other show. I'm not going to get into this theology debate. So I don't care if he has a beef with Pope Leo or not. Who cares? That means nothing to me. I could care less. He can say what he wants, and I'll be straight with you. He's absolutely right what he's talking about when it comes to Pope Leo. He is absolutely right what he's saying about Pope Leo. That's just a fact with a capital F. But the truth is that just suck it up, man, and admit you knew what was going on, and you just freaking were trolling Pope Leo, and you're trolling people, and you didn't think it was going to be a big deal. But, Mr. President, it is a big deal. All joking aside, it's blasphemous. I'm sorry, and I'll say that. And if you that are listening and you that are watching are mad at me because you can't find anything wrong that President Trump does, then you got a Messiah complex. Okay? That's the truth, because he's not the Messiah. He's not Jesus. He's a man. If he eats bad Mexican, he's sitting in there asking Melania to throw Pepto-Bismol tablets under the door just like you would. Okay? Give me a break. So we'll just leave that one right there. And we'll take calls as we come back from this break coming up. First, let me tell you about Neutronics. Yeah, I lost 2 more pounds. I'm stoked. 51.5 pounds and going. In fact, I did my A1C, and it's even better. It's at 5.6. It was 5.8. It's 5.6 now. Tomorrow, I go see my doctor for that 90-day, and he's going to be stoked, and I'm stoked. And Neutronics Labs has been a huge part of this. For those of you listening, for those of you watching, look, I'm 56. Testosterone was low. My vitality was low. My insulin levels were all crazy. I was severely overweight. This helped me. It could help you. Go to neutronicslabs.com. And when you go there, use promo code Steve at checkout. Because not only you're going to get my special, which is buy one and then get a IGF-1 formula for free. You can give it to your spouse. You can take it yourself. It's for anti-aging. It's great stuff, by the way. But you're also going to get an additional 10%. So, look, I'm making it reasonable for you. And here's the kicker. Here's the great news. Is if after 30 days this doesn't work for you, guess what? You get your money back. Simple. neutronicslabs.com/Sanchez. Go there now. We're on our way to break. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and start opening up the phone lines. Of course, those watching on the socials, you can join us. Those listening on all the streaming apps, you can join us. 702-257-5396 is how you join the conversation. I'm Steve Sanchez. We'll be right back.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day.
All right, I now ask you the question, as I'm asking the radio show audience. And if you're watching, which you are, you can call us live as well. When we come back from this commercial break, you can call us live. You can be part of the program. Yes, you can be on the socials and on live radio at the same time, sharing your comments. And here's the question. Did Trump make a mistake? It's obvious he did. Come on now. He shouldn't have done that. Should he apologize? Sure, I believe he should. Come on, let's man up. Of course you should apologize. He's not going to. That's the issue. So give me your comments on this whole Jesus meme controversy, because again, ladies and gentlemen, if you think that's a doctor, the white robe with the red sash, and further on that AI image of President Trump, he's got fireballs in his hands. He's got fireballs on his hands healing someone. He knew what he was doing. He shouldn't have done it. He did delete it. That's cool. That's his apology. That's how Trump is. I deleted it. That's my apology. But he should apologize to Christians, evangelicals, Catholics. Oh, I don't care if he apologizes to Pope Leo. Who gives a crap about that? I'm saying he needs to apologize to people. That's my opinion. Doesn't have to be your opinion. Am I mad at him? No. Disappointed, because I think it was the spirit of stupid to do something like that, to be quite honest with you. He should know better. But it is what it is. We give grace to people. I expect grace when I make mistakes. We got to give him grace when he makes mistakes, even though he may not think he's made a mistake, but he does, because he deleted it. That's his way of saying I made a mistake. I'm deleting the post, right? All right, look, we're going to come back right now in a couple of minutes. Join us. Make sure you call us. For you listening, in fact, Producer Nate, in the comments, put the live call-in number so people watching on the socials right now can call us and weigh in on the conversation when we get back from the break. Peace.
Welcome to the family. See if you qualify at uewhealth.com or call 702-276-6817. That's 702-276-6817.
Have you inherited a home and want to avoid the stress and hassle of selling? Call Wedgwood Homes first to discuss your options. Inheriting a home can be overwhelming. Probate paperwork, multiple heirs, property taxes, repairs, and maybe even an existing mortgage. With Wedgwood Homes, there's no need to clean or clear out the house and no repairs or updates. We buy as is and provide a fast, reliable, all-cash offer. No commissions, no hassle. The Wedgwood Homes team can guide you through the process with experts in probate, trusts, and shared inheritance. Wedgwood Homes offer is firm with no strings and no last-minute price drops like other cash buyers. We can close in as little as 3 days or on your timeline. Avoid competing with new inventory and demanding buyers in the real estate market. Let Wedgwood Homes ease the process so you can help your family move forward. Call 702-996-3583 today for your no-obligation cash offer. That's 702-996-3583. 702-996-3583 or wedgwoodhomes.com. Las Vegas's trusted home buyer for 20 years.
Do you have fatigue from seeing all the so-called social media experts have an answer to your questions? Well, my friend Guy Nora has answers. He's got a common sense first agenda that can help you if you're struggling in your finances, your personal relationships, or your health. Former 2022 gubernatorial candidate right here in the state of Nevada and a successful venture capitalist and philanthropist, not to mention radio and TV show contributor, he has answers. Visit him on his socials at The Real Guy Nora for new content dropped daily.
101.5 FM KDON.
You're listening to Steve Sanchez. Phone lines are open. Call him now at 702-257-5396.
All right, welcome back. Steve Sanchez, 702-257-5396. As how you call here live into our studios, and we are live right now on all the radio platform streams, iHeart, Odyssey, TuneIn, and of course, if you're watching on the socials, we're glad you're with us as well. We're talking about the president and this AI image that he shared, and it's depicting him as the Messiah. Now, President Trump was asked about this today. He said, look, I thought I was like being depicted as a doctor, like something out of the Red Cross or something. Again, as if you are watching me, that is the image. Trump's head was on it, on that AI image. I've never seen a doctor wear a white long robe with a red sash unless he's the freaking Dalai Lama or something, okay? So let's just be real. Made a mistake, Mr. President. Just admit it, for God's sakes, but you won't. That's cool. I get it. You're kind of that dude. That's fine. I just think that when we're wrong, we make mistakes. When we're wrong and make mistakes, we apologize. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend anybody. It was this. Because that's it. That's Trump. He trolls. You know that. It's been doing it since the Twitter days. You know that. Is the world going to end because of this? Absolutely not. Even though the left is becoming reckless, okay, making it very serious. Oh, God, and Pope Leo. And there's this huge feud between President Trump and Pope Leo. The feud I don't have a problem with. I don't, because Pope Leo needs to stay in his own lane. Instead of worrying about the president, maybe go look for the pedophiles that you hid in the church somewhere. And I'm not saying you directly, Pope Leo, but there are priests that were moved from A to Z to B to D. Let's not pretend. I was Catholic for a long time. Whoa, he went there. Yeah, I went there because it's just the truth. So before you literally start, using scripture to attack the president and that God doesn't bless conflict, I take you back to Gideon. I take you back to Joshua. I take you back to King David. I even take you back to King Saul before Saul fell. So Pope Leo, I think you need to get out of the catechism and you need to go into the Bible and read it and maybe speak about it, because what you said is in error. I'm not trying to turn this into a theology show, but since there's this ongoing feud between President Trump and Pope Leo, then I felt it was important to basically say, look, sure, God wants the good guys to win. I mean, we've seen that throughout the history of the Bible. Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. So this feud is, ridiculous. I think the president does have the right to fire back at Pope Leo, because Pope Leo should just mind his own business, stay out of politics, and go deal with religion and go deal with the Catholic Church, and let the president deal with the politics aspect. See, I'm a fair guy. I'll tell you when the president's wrong, and I'll tell you where he's right. And yes, I still support the president. This did not. Now, it would be different if the president came out and said, I am the Messiah. Well, then we know we are in the end times, and just about any minute now we're all going to be raptured, those that are saved. So, I mean, when that happens, let me share it with you. If that ever happened, I don't think you need to think twice about it. I think you better just get it together. Just saying. But I want to help a few people. I really do. I want to help a few people. Because there's this huge move in the church now, conservative circles, and just in circles, period, doesn't have to just be conservative, but there's a move in the conservative circles for, Christians per se, stating that Trump is the Antichrist. Well, anybody that goes out publicly and starts saying that without any evidence is just in error. You can have an opinion. You can state that based on what you've read in scripture, that it seems that this could be, but you can't just go straight out, flat out, and say, he's the Antichrist. You just can't do that. Well, you can, but you're going to run the risk of looking like a nutburger. I'm just, going to be straight with you. I mean, I'm just saying. Am I wrong? Of course I'm not wrong. Just being honest. All right, let me open up the phone lines. It's time we start taking your calls, both on the socials and on the streaming platforms. We're glad you're with us. 702-257-5396 is how you join the conversation. We got a lot to cover today. I wanted to get this out of the way because I think this is something important. I think a lot of people have been talking about this, but yet, is the 25th Amendment necessary? No, stop it. People are like, yeah, the 25th Amendment. Yeah, this just proves once and for all. Give me a break. Come on. Give me a break. And how about the depictions of Jesus on South Park and all these other places? Where's the left? Where's everybody? Why isn't anybody screaming about those depictions, those things? Because people are selective in their outrage. That's why. People are very selective in their outrage. And it's a damn shame. They should be worried about Eric Swalwell. And we're going to talk about Eric Swalwell here shortly. Because, Mr. Morality himself, Eric Swalwell, or at least he likes to put himself out as this moral compass, Representative Eric Swalwell. Well, the videotapes don't lie. Sicko. I mean, so, look, a lot of imperfect people. And it seems like in Washington, D.C., it's a real cesspool of imperfect people. Here's the issue. It is not our job as constituents to go save them. I know you think it is because, you've been taught that, you're a Christian and you need to go to evangelize and get them saved. Not necessarily true. If you have an opportunity, sure. I mean, that's really what the Bible talks about, but it is not your job to go save Eric Swalwell. It's somebody's job, but it doesn't have to be your job per se. Your job is to keep these people accountable because they are elected. And we do have a responsibility to keep elected officials accountable and responsible regarding certain aspects of morality and a standard. And we have been very loose with that. And I think what really started this trek to be very loose with that was the whole Bill Clinton thing and the blue dress and Monica Lewinsky. And yeah, so we're going to talk about that here shortly. All right, phone lines are open. 702-257-5396 is how you join me. What say you? Lots to cover. Yeah, we got to get to Iran. Looks like the ceasefire is going to be ending, on the 22nd? And I don't think we're any closer to a deal than we thought we were going to be. Because Iran is still going to have nukes. They want nukes. They're not going to stop wanting nukes. That's the issue. So what do we do now? I mean, I know we have our Navy out there protecting us on the Strait of Hormuz and some other things, but what do we do now? We just say, oh, we'll throw up our hands and let Iran start. No, we've got to deal with that as well. So there's a lot to talk about today. Again, phone lines are open, 702-257-5396. We'll be right back. In today's volatile markets with inflation, geopolitical uncertainty, and high interest rates still plaguing our economy. All right, pleasure hanging out with you for this short time, live in studio. We're going to bounce off, but you can still be part of the radio program. Real easy to do. While you're here on my profile, you can go up to the bio, click the SteveSanchezShow.com website. You can see the Listen Live player when you do that. You can listen for the other 90 minutes left of our live radio show, which you can also call into. You can also go to the Odyssey app, the iHeartMedia app, the TuneIn app. We're live there as well. So even though we're bouncing here, we still want you to hang with us. Come and hang with us. Go do that now while we're at break. And it was great hanging out with you. Peace.